Good morning, everyone. Pastor Luke here with today, March 25th's devotional. And so, if you're following along with our student devotionals, which you can get at genuchurch.com, today we are reading out of Esther chapter 4. And so, again, we've been in this series about doubt, and we're continuing that study about what does it mean to doubt and raise questions when you go through a really tough time, or when things aren't really clear and things don't really make sense and there's a lot of chaos around. And I think it's a really important study for us right now in our current situations. And so, if you read yesterday's chapter 3, you'll know that there was this plot that was hatched against the Jews living in this foreign land. And one of the main characters in here, Esther's uncle Mordecai, it says that he goes and informs the Jews. And starting in chapter 4, he lets everyone know what is happening, and this decree is gone out. And we hear the Jews are sad, and they're it literally says they're in mourning. And so Mordecai goes to Esther and seeks her help and says, "You've got to go talk to the king." And Esther tells him, "If I go to the king and I'm not invited, he'll kill me." And then Mordecai essentially is like, "Girl, you're a Jew. You're going to die anyways." And so it's this chapter that starts off so sad, yet it ends in kind of a courageous way, where you see these people banding together and fighting together under the idea that, hey, we are God's people. We're God's people, and we're going, and God has a plan for our lives, and we're not going to let this time destroy us. And so I think there's a couple of really key passages in chapter 4. The very beginning there in verse 3, it says, "And in every province, wherever the king's command and his decree reached, there was great mourning amongst the Jews, with fasting and weeping and lamenting, and many of them lay in sackcloth and ashes." What that means is they were unbelievably sad. Their lives could be taken at any moment now. And what did they do? They took their cares and their worries and they brought them to God. They fasted and they wept, and it wasn't that their emotion, that they weren't sad or they weren't scared, but they took those things and they brought them to God. The other thing at the end of this chapter, when Mordecai is telling Esther, like, "Hey, if you don't go to the king, it doesn't matter. You're probably going to die anyways. You're a Jew, and it's going to come out that you're a Jew." And he says this to her, and he says, "And who knows whether you have not come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" And I think it's a great reminder that even when we're going through really, really tough circumstances, and even when things are chaotic and crazy, maybe, just maybe, God put you here at this time for a reason. And so I'm going to encourage you guys today, put your hope and throw your cares and all your worries and give it all to God. And I'm telling you, you are going to receive a peace that the Bible says it passes understanding. It goes beyond what we can comprehend. So that's my encouragement to you guys, and I hope you have a really great day. I would love to hear what you have to say about the questions. Don't forget, every single day we have reading and we have questions that goes along with that. And so I'd love to hear that. Drop them in the comments, send them to us, text them to me, however you want to do that, all right? Hope you guys have a really great day. I love you.